Hi, in this video we're going to do a couple more examples from the book that I use for my class, chapter 4. This one's going to be completing the loan qualifier application. So in this particular case, what we want to do is write a program that allows a person to enter some data and then let them know whether they're qualified for a loan. And the things that we need to know are their salary and how long they've been working. The person must earn a salary of at least $40,000 and must have been employed at his or her job for at least 2 years in order to qualify for the loan. So they've already created the interface for us, so we can open that up. It's out of the Chapter 4 source code files that you can get out of Canvas. So there's the loan qualifier that I have here, and then the SLN. And I trust my drive. And then this is going to come up and give me that same error again that I've been getting, but it will still work. So, okay, so I can't change this and I can't use that, but it'll still work on here. So what we have is we have a place to enter the annual salary and a place to enter the years at current job, and then it will display a message stating the loan decision on that. Three buttons: check qualification, clear, and exit. So we're going to get started here with the code for the qualification button. We have a couple of constants, and again, I'm going to move the constants above the method, the click event handler for the check part of this. So I'm going to put it in here. So our constant on this one is going to be a decimal, and we're going to call it minimum salary, minimum underline salary, and it's going to be equal to 40,000 M. And then our next constant is also going to be a decimal. It's going to be minimum years on job. Oh, I'm sorry, they do this as an int. I had that. There we go. And that's going to be equal to 2. Okay, so we'll go into our event handler down here. We're going to have two variables. We have a set, decimal salary, and we have an int years on job. So first thing we need to do is get the two values from the interface, from the text boxes. Oh, I'll go down one here. So salary is going to be equal to decimal.parse our salary text box dot text, and our years on job will be equal to int.parse, and that's going to be our years text box dot text. So now we need to decide which one it is. Did I get the loan or not? So we use an if statement with actually a nested if statement with some else's in here. So if our salary is greater than or equal to minimum salary, then we need to check to see if our years on job is greater than or equal to our minimum years on job. So if both of those are true, then our decision label dot text is going to be equal to you qualify for the loan. Oops. Oh, forget that. Semicolon. Okay. Back out here. Okay. So now we need to do an else. So we get the end of that there. So else curly braces decision label dot text is going to be equal to down here minimum years at current job not met. Okay, so we do this here, and this works out. I like the way that this is handled because it actually tells you why you didn't make it. If you have it, the minimum salary is good enough, but the years aren't, then it tells you that it's because of the years. Okay, so you might need to drop down here and actually go down one more, because then the next else goes with this if here. And on this one, it would be decision label dot text equals minimum salary requirement not met. Okay. So that ends our, oh, they did a try catch on this also, and I didn't put that in here, so we'll have to go do that. That would start right here. So we'll do a try, and then a curly brace, and delete this one off here, and then we'll come down here after the else and do a closing curly brace, and all that stuff indents harness, so that works out really well. And then we can do our catch, which is our exception EX, and then our message box dot show EX dot message, and we got all that put in there then. Okay. The only thing, I think we only have one more thing to do on here. Yep, that's the exit button. So we'll go back over to our form. Yeah, oh, they do have a clear button on here. I missed that. We'll go ahead and do the clear button on here. So our salary text box dot text is going to be equal to quote quote our years. Text box dot text is going to be equal to quote quote our decision label dot text equal to quote quote, and then our salary text box dot focus. And then we just need to do our exit button. So click there and do our exit button. This dot close. And got our program done. So let's see how things work on this. Go ahead and run this. Okay, so we're going to test everything out here. So we're going to test out 50,000, and they work on the job for 3 years. Check qualification, you qualify for the loan. Clear everything out of here. So now let's do 35,000, and they work on the job for 5 years. Qualification, oops, sorry, minimum salary not met. So we make 50,000, but they've only been working for 1 year. Oh, they haven't worked long enough, so they don't qualify. So there we go, everything's working. Okay, so that's how you combine, do nested if statements in there with else's on there. So now what we're going to do is calculate out fuel economy. So this one's been done for us also. Fuel economy with try parse. So this one we created an application that calculates the car's fuel economy in miles per gallon. Recall that the application lets the user enter the number of miles he or she has driven and the gallons of gas used. Application calculates and displays the car's MPG. So in this tutorial, we're going to create a new version of the application that validates the data entered by the user. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this opened up. I'm going to do a file and open project. I'm already navigated to a place where I'm working on this. This is the fuel economy with try parse. Open the SLN. And I'll get those error messages again, probably. Whenever it gets to opening up here, sometimes it takes a minute. Here we go. Let me go ahead and close these off of here. And we're going to go ahead and get started with the calculate MPG button. Okay, this one does not have any constants in it, so we don't have to worry about that. We do have, start off with 3 doubles. I'm going to put them on the same line. We have double miles, gallons, and MPG. So we're going to do this with the try parse, which is a little bit different than the parse. So we can do this inside if statements here. So if double dot try parse miles text box dot text, and then after that we're going to put in a comma, out miles. Need two closing parentheses. Okay. And then we'll come down here and we're going to put in our curly brace to start with on there. So what this is going to do then is if it converts to a double, that value will go into miles. If it does not convert to a double, it won't execute. The if statement would not be true, and so then it would go down to the else on that, and we'll get to that here in a minute. So if that's true, then we're going to check for our gallons. So double dot try parse. We want to do this on our gallons text box dot text. Again, comma, out. We already got that in there. The gallons is in there. Goes all the way down here. I'm going to go down to the next line. I'm going to delete this off of here and put my own in there, so I'll have the ending one in there automatically for me there. So if both of those work, then we can do our MPG, which is going to be equal to our miles divided by gallons. And then what we want to do is be able to display that in our text box that we have. I'm sorry, not text box, our label, text property. So our MPG label dot text will be equal to our MPG dot toString, formatting it as N1. Okay. So then, if that doesn't work, the first else goes with the inside if, which is going to be for the gallons. So the message box dot show, and here what we want to put in there, invalid input for gallons. And then the next one we want is going to be over here underneath the other if statement. And what this is going to be then is message box dot show invalid input for miles. So that's all we need in here. I think we got an exit button on here. Yep, so we're going to put the code in for it, which is this dot close. Okay. So let's see how this works. Go ahead and run this. Oh, got an error in here someplace. I must have missed something. Else cannot start a statement. Oh, this here, you go ahead and cut this out of here, X that out. Needed to go below this one because that matches up with the if up there. Okay. So let's see if this works now. I just didn't go down enough curly braces to get it in the right place. There we go. So let's say if we have 350 miles and we used 15 gallons of gas, and when calculated MPG comes out to be 3. Oh, because that's 50 and not 350. Let's try that. Otherwise, it looks like a tank. Well, why isn't that going in there? Oh, I see. It's in there. You just can't see it. And that had an extra one in there, so it was actually 115 instead of 15. That's because of that 125%. So they're covering up the text box there. 23.3. Okay. So what happens, though, if we put in up here AAA, let's say, click there, and we get the invalid input for miles. Okay. Oh, okay, this has to be numbers. So we go back to our 350, and then we accidentally put in here, instead of 15, we do an L5. Old typing. Calculate, again, invalid for gallons. So everything seems to be working. Okay, so I hope this helps you out on understanding try parses and with the else parts of the ifs on those. Bye.